Year-old had pictures of a handgun on his Instagram.
I'm sure if you dig deep enough on social media, you can find that the kid may have posted threats, but he was so unknown, I guess, to kids in our school that I think there was no warning for the whole student body.
Several students are still in critical condition. Police are not releasing the name of the suspected gunman, and they say they do not have a motive. The future of Roe versus Wade in jeopardy at the U.S. Supreme Court today. ABC's M. Wynn says the law they're hearing involves restrictions in the state of Mississippi.
The case, Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, where the outcome could redefine reproductive rights across the country and impact other sectors from healthcare and the economy to criminal justice. It'll be heard by a court whose new conservative majority of justices, 3 chosen by former President Trump, is widely viewed as more sympathetic to opponents of abortion rights than any in a generation.
Protesters from both sides are gathered outside the Supreme Court right now. Japan telling international airlines not to book reservations to the country through the end of December as they try to find and contain the Omicron variant. Heart surgeon turned TV Dr. Mehmet Oz is looking for a new gig. U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania.
Oz is a longtime resident of New Jersey, not Pennsylvania, but reportedly says he's voted in the state for the past year. Oz was also criticized for making a controversial statement about COVID, saying schools should reopen even if it costs lives. He later apologized, but now says the nation's pandemic response is what's pushing him into politics.
ABC's Mary Bruce. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill 50, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Plus, save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say Jill 50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
A turnaround in the Atlanta mayor's race. City Councilman Andre Dickens winning a runoff race to become the next mayor. He beat City Council President Felicia Moore after finishing second to her in November. Trial of actor Jussie Smollett on charges he lied about being a victim of a bias attack continues today in Chicago. Prosecutors say he was caught on camera doing a dry run. New concerns about mumps. ABC's Lana Moise has the latest on a new study.
Researchers at the CDC started looking into these cases from 2007 to 2019 and found that 90% of kids infected with mumps had received at least one dose of the 2-shot vaccine. Infections were more common for boys 11 to 17 years old in southern parts of the U.S. and in Asian communities. Most only experienced neck swelling, which is extremely common, and only 1 to 3% had severe symptoms, including deafness, meningitis, or the need to be hospitalized. But research suggests immunity may decline 5 years after the second dose of the vaccine. Lionel Moyes, ABC News.
Clock's running out to get a new deal done between Major League Baseball and the Players Union. The current collective bargaining agreement runs out at a minute before midnight on the East Coast. If the two sides cannot reach a deal, teams are expected to initiate a lockout. That means no communication between teams and any players, but players won't lose out on paychecks until the start of the season. This is ABC News.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign of COVID and the flu, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them, and you cannot rely on them. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the list.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It's another chilly start to your morning, but we'll see milder weather move in for this afternoon. Expect a partly cloudy sky with highs today in the low to mid-60s. For tonight, the clouds move back out. We'll start in the low to mid-40s Thursday morning. For Thursday afternoon, we'll see a mostly sunny sky becoming partly cloudy at times. Highs Thursday back in the mid to upper 60s. And for Friday, expect a warmer day. Highs in the upper 60s and low 70s Friday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Well, they've taken the rain out of the forecast, which was in there for Sunday night, but they've taken it out now. No rain in sight until, as far as I can see, all the way through Tuesday of next week. We're starting our day with a beautiful 36 warm degrees, as opposed to yesterday's 26, but it's pretty nice on this first day of December on Hump Day Wednesday. Welcome to our second hour of the morning broadcast here at 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB in Rutherford. Now I have these death announcements this morning. Dorothy Lane, age 80, of Rutherford, passed away Saturday, November 27th at her residence. A celebration of Dorothy's life will be conducted on a date soon to be announced. The service will take place at the Rutherford Presbyterian Church. And Harrelson's Funeral Home will be in charge of the arrangements for Dorothy Lane. Margie McGuinn Bailey, age 95, of Rutherford, died Thursday, November 25th, at Hospice House of the Carolina Foothills. The graveside service will be 11 o'clock today at Big Level Baptist Church Cemetery, with Reverend Randall Cooper and Reverend George Whitmire officiating. The family will greet friends after the service. And McMahon's Funeral Home will serve the family of Margie McGuinn Bailey. Charles Doc Wyatt, age 91, passed away Thursday, November the 11th in Millville, Utah. A memorial service will be held at 2 o'clock Thursday, December 2nd at the Western Carolina Veterans Cemetery in Black Mountain. Military honors will be provided by the Rutherford County Honor Guard and Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service, serving the family of Charles Doc Wyatt. Skip Uldridge, 68, of Ellenboro, died Friday, November the 9th. A visitation will be held from 3:30 until 5:30 Saturday, December 4th at Washburn and Dorsey Funeral Home. Military rites will be rendered by the Rutherford County Honor Guard on the grounds of the funeral home at 5:30 following the visitation. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Services, serving the family of Skip Uldridge of Ellenboro. Hazel Hamilton DeBose, age 93, of Carver Street, Spindale, died 25th of November at her home. Graveside service will be held Thursday, the 2nd, at 3 o'clock. The body will lie in state 1 hour prior to service at Wells Springs United Methodist Church Cemetery. Reverend Carol Davis officiating. Reverend Lisa Moore, pastor in the Pruitt Funeral Home, has been in charge of the arrangements, and they're asking that you please wear a mask. Pruitt Funeral Home, serving the family of Hazel Hamilton DeBose. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. To get the complete information of these and others as they become available to us, we'll have those at 11:35 this morning, and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report right here on WCAB in Rutherford. We will get to the phones here in a few moments to find out what's been going on around the neighborhood in the past 24 hours or so. Let me remind you, though, that the COVID testing resumes today and Friday. Free drive-through COVID testing will be today, December 1st, from 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock, and Friday, December 3rd, from 9 o'clock until 12 o'clock. That is 221 Callahan Coon Road in Spindale. The new COVID testing resuming today. And also this reminder, the North Carolina Forest Service issued that burning ban yesterday for all outdoor fires. The ban was effective as of 5 p.m. last night, or Monday night, because of the current conditions, and it will continue until further notice. So be aware of that and take precautionary measures not to be setting fire to leaves and branches and things like that that you normally would burn this time of year. Hold off on that until we get a little moisture. No rain in sight right now all the way through Tuesday of next week. It's time now for the Bill O'Reilly Morning Update, and we'll be back in just a few moments with the caller and news report.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up from the NRIA.net studios in New York. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. Winter can put a freeze on your finances with expensive car repairs. Your best defense? Car Shield. Car Shield's administrators make taking care of covered repair easy. They handle the paperwork and expensive payments, so you don't have to. Car Shield can help save thousands. I just choose my favorite mechanic to do the work, and Car Shield does the rest. Please visit carshield.com/bill, and you'll save 10%. That's carshield.com/bill. A deductible may apply. On this Wednesday, let's put politics aside for a moment and talk about Christmas gifts. The average American spends about $1,000 on presents every Christmas, and there is often angst in the decision-making process. Well, I don't want that. You listen to me for analysis and advice, and I want you to have a nice Christmas, so let's run it down. Gifts for kids, almost all tech, and I don't know anything about tech, so I can't help you. But you got to ask the kids. Now, what about Santa? Well, the federal government has kind of replaced Santa in giving Americans stuff, right? Anyway, little kids, Santa, a very good thing. And you know what little kids want, so get them. But older kids, you got to ask them. How about mom? You know, it's all over the place with mom. I think a nice coat, you know, something really classy. But then you got to size it, and oh boy. Dad, impossible for dad. Impossible. Unless dad has a hobby. So if he's a fisherman, then you get him fish stuff. A golfer, you get him golf stuff. But outside of the hobby range, I don't know. Your boss, gift card. That's it. Thanks, boss. Here's a gift card. And then gift baskets for people who have helped you throughout the year. Hope this helps. Now this. Attention investors, want predictable monthly cash flow? How about double-digit annualized targeted returns with the benefits of real estate without being a landlord? Peace of mind comes from investing with a 15-year industry leader. Savvy investors are learning about the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund, and you should too. So please call 800-800-1414. That's easy, 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at NRIA.net.
That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This is Gilbert. I'm back on the air every Saturday from 8 to 9. So put on a pot of coffee, sit down, and listen to Gilbert Talks Taxes. You just might learn something.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Pass it on. Today my bank made a big mistake, but I forgave them. My server spilled water on me, but I forgave him. My toddler drew lipstick on the wall. Was I ever mad? It got me thinking, I can forgive my bank and my server, but I'm upset with my own kid? I mean, what's most important here? So tonight, the two of us are doing lipstick art. On paper. Forgiveness is in you.
Pass it on.
From passiton.com.
Although Mexican people had traditionally occupied the Southwest, by the 1880s it comprised primarily of Anglo cattle ranchers and towns. Rancher John B. Slaughter occupied the area around what is now Reserve, New Mexico. Now, John B. Slaughter isn't to be confused with the famous rancher and lawman John Horton Slaughter. The Slaughter Cowboys were known to use the Hispanics in the area as target practice. A 19-year-old Mexican by the name of El Fago Baca got tired of this harassment and got commissioned as a deputy sheriff to do something about it. One of the Slaughter Cowboys, Charles McCarthy, shot at Baca, so Baca arrested him. Some of the Slaughter Cowboys tried to spring McCarthy loose. During the gunfight, a falling horse killed one of the cowboys. The Cowboys now felt justified in killing Baca. On December 1, 1884, about 80 cowboys came after Baca. Baca had taken refuge in a tiny shack. For 36 hours, the cowboys fired thousands of rounds at the shack. Supposedly, as many as 400 bullets struck the door alone. By nightfall, Baca had killed a cowboy and wounded several others. But the cowboys were sure Baca was dead. However, they decided to wait until morning to go in after him. In the morning, the cowboys caught the smell of food cooking. It was Baca cooking his breakfast in what was left of the cabin. Fortunately for the cowboys, 2 deputies and several of Baca's friends showed up and the cowboys retreated. El Fago Baca was tried for killing one of the cowboys and found innocent. He returned home, an obvious hero to the Hispanics in the area. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James has added 2 new sandwiches to his already delightful menu, along with the fresh-cooked burgers, sandwiches, fresh salads, hot dogs made to order. Now try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. Both come with sides. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford, or call 828-447-4644. And Mondays only, hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions, only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
All right, 7:16 on this brand new month, December 1st. Let's head to the phones to find out what's been going on overnight. In the past 24 hours or so, we have Officer King from the Sheriff's Department on the phone with me right now to give us that update. Good morning. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing today, Jim?
Doing great. Haven't talked with you in some while.
Been a week or so.
What's been going on over there?
In the past 24 hours, the Sheriff's Department responded to 201 calls for service. There were 16 arrests processed in the jail. And jail currently has 162 people incarcerated. On our incident reports, Brent Van Meter from Davy Drive in Forest City reported assault with a deadly weapon. And Christopher Davis from Bethany Church Road in Forest City reported identity theft. That's all on the incident reports. On our arrest reports, Hunter Blackwell from Buckner Road in Mooresboro was arrested and charged with first-degree trespass, received a $1,000 secured bond. Jeremy Fincannon, listed as homeless, was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $1,000 secured bond. April Aldridge from South Main Street in Boston was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $500 secured bond. Philip Bolin, listed as homeless, was served with a warrant for assault on a female, received a written promise to appear in court. Jason Bracken from Ivy Drive in Rutherford was served with a true bill of indictment, received a $2,500 secured bond. Calvin Hyatt from Mountain Ridge Drive in Lake Lure was served with a warrant for failure to inform of any new online identifiers, received a $50,000 secured bond. Julie Biggerstaff from Good Road in Mooresboro was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $500 secured bond. Danielle Patterson from Bryan Drive in Forest City was served with 3 counts of failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $500 secured bond. Quentin Foster from Hodge Street in Rutherford was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor and 3 show cause orders, received a $500 unsecured bond. Julian Roberts from Wilson Street in Ellenboro was served with 2 counts of failure to appear on misdemeanor and received a $500 unsecured bond. And David Elliott from Highway 221A in Forest City was served with a warrant for assault on a female and a criminal summons for assault and battery, and he's placed on domestic violence hold. And that's all we have for today.
All right, Officer King, thank you very much for that report, and you be safe out there today. We look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, thank you, Jim. Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye. And we'll get to 911 Communications Center next.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
And here's Kylie now with the report from the 911. Kylie, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What's on your report today?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 communications has processed 472 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 87 for EMS, 201 for the Sheriff's Office, 49 for Forest City, 4 for Lake Lure, 53 for Rutherfordton, 40 for Spindale. Ellenborough responded to a structure fire with Bostic, Sandy Mush, and Forest City assisted. Forest City responded to an illegal burn as well as a fire investigation. Hudlo responded to a brush fire where the Forestry Service assisted. Sandy Mush responded to a fire investigation as well as a brush fire. Spindale responded to an appliance fire and a power line fire and a motor vehicle accident where Rutherford assisted, and that's all we've had.
Thanks, Kylie. You have a great day over there.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. And that's 911 reporting in. A minor fire broke out in the catering kitchen of Isothermal Foundation Performing Arts and Conference Center yesterday. The fire was extinguished quickly and no one was seriously injured. It seems a short circuit and a commercial refrigerator caused the fire at about 12:47 p.m. Fortunately, 2 of the 3 employees on that floor of the building were in the kitchen when the fire started preparing lunch, so they were able to help with that. Technical Director Jim Brink acted quickly to put the fire out with an extinguisher. Brink was checked by EMS after the incident for smoke inhalation. The entire building was evacuated briefly until Spindale Fire Department arrived at the scene and evaluated the situation. Employees and students on the first floor were soon cleared in to return back to the building. The initial damage assessment shows some scorched ceiling tiles and wall coverings along with the burned refrigerator, and no one was seriously injured in that. Now here's Ruby Taylor reporting from Danieltown, SDO Fire District. Ruby, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay.
You seeing a little bit better now?
Yes.
Good.
When I get the other one done and can get me some glasses.
Yeah, you'll see the world in a different perspective after all that.
Yeah.
What's on the report today?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and on my birthday calendar, I've got Wanda Watson, Bob Handelson, and Laura Morgan having birthday. Hope they have a nice day. Signs are in the secrets today and tomorrow. Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. And that's Daniel Dunn, SDO, reporting. Well, it's that time of year, folks, those of you who are interested in these kind of things, and we'll go this year, is a special 76th Annual Basil Whitener Holiday Breakfast. They missed last year due to COVID restrictions. They'll gather where it all started in the dining room at the Copper Penny Grill, which was the former site of Ronnie Nettie's, where it all began. The 76th Annual Basil White Holiday Breakfast, Saturday, December the 18th at 8 a.m. at the Copper Penny Restaurant in Main Street, Forest City. The buffet breakfast will be $10. That includes tax and a $1 tip. Breakfast will include scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, home fries, biscuits, and gravy, plus a drink of juice, coffee, or tea. And they'll be looking for you, those of you who want to go, to let them know you're coming. Now here's Gary Wilson reporting from up in the mountains there around Fairfield Mountains Fire District. Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
I am doing well. Hope you are. Happy December.
Doing well. Had a quiet 24 hours. Everything's been peaceful overnight. No calls or anything. Hopefully this burning down will slow down some of the issues we've been starting to have in the county. It sounded like it was a little quieter the last 24 hours than it had been. So that's a good thing. Everybody just needs to pay attention to it and don't burn anything until the state lifts that ban. They're not going to lift it until we get some good rain. That may be a few days off the way it looks.
Yeah, I don't see anything in the next 7 days at all.
It don't look too good for rain. It's dry and the humidity's low, and ideal conditions, so we need to be careful. But we're about 36 degrees up here this morning, and we're going to get warmer today, tomorrow, and a couple of days after today, we're going to be up in the 70s. So I'll take that any time of the year.
It's going to feel like springtime again, isn't it?
It will. I'll have to get here and start planting some stuff here pretty soon. Some snow tomatoes or something.
There you go. There you go.
Well, that's about all we got, Jim. Everything else going on pretty good.
Gary, thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow.
See you then.
All right. 725 here on the Caller Run Report. We're WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM. And we're happy to have you join us for this each morning. And we do an afternoon Caller Run Report, too, Monday through Friday. So we'll catch the afternoon report on your way home or whatever you're doing around the supper table. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Now let's check with the voice of Bostic, North Carolina. Vern Upton, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing great. Glad it's December already.
First day of December today. Christmas is around the corner, isn't it?
I hear it knocking.
Well, it's 32 degrees over here in Boston. Very cold morning. Boston Fire Department assisted Ellenborough to a structure fire. And don't forget about burning outside since it's so dry. And I hope everyone has a safe day today.
You too, Vern. Thanks for keeping us posted, and I will check back in with you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Now we're going over to the Hudlo Fire District over around the Hudlo area. Bob Hodge, how you doing this morning?
We're doing just fine on this hump day morning, the first day of December.
Well, it got here in a hurry, didn't it? Seemed like it just not too long ago we were celebrating January 1st. Here we are December already.
That's right. And it won't be long. We'll be celebrating another new year here.
That's exactly right.
Oh, well, we're doing just fine up here this morning. And with the fire department, we answered one call to Kudzu, Woods Fire. And other than that, it's been pretty quiet with the fire department. And Pleasant Hill Piedmont Community Club is having a visit with Santa Claus on Saturday, December the 11th. And that's from 12 to 3 p.m. for 8 years old and under. And, Jim, that's about it up here this morning. Things are going along good so far.
Good, Bob. Keep it up. The good work up there. And I hope Imogene will do some shopping and buy you a nice present for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. She'll probably be out there shopping a little bit for too long there. So.
Well, have a good day over there, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Bob. Bob Hodge reporting out of the Hudlo Fire District. Well, the Festival of Trees lighting up Lake Lure for the holidays. They're inviting you to be a part of that if you'd like to. The town of Lake Lure and the Flowering Bridge Board, in partnership with Lake Lure Classical Academy, invite you to ring in the holidays with lighting of Lake Lure and the Flowering Bridge. That's Wednesday, today, from 5:30, the west side of the Lake Lure Flowering Bridge. Parking is available at Morris Park, Memorial Highway, or across the street at Riverside Event Center. And join them for Christmas cookies and hot apple cider. Following that, have a program, and they'd love for you to come and be a part of that today. That is today at 5:30 up at Lake Lure Flowering Bridge. Sue Price now is up next. She's over at the Cherry Mountain Fire District. with news for us today. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
How are things doing over there in this first day of December?
Well, everything's looking good. We've got a beautiful sky this morning. Been putting on a pretty show on it through my little window that I can see through. Pink and yellow and red.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Now, let's see. I didn't have any calls from the fire department. Don't have any birthdays or anniversaries on my church calendar or my personal calendar for today on this first day of December. Fairview's got a birthday for Ann Brandel, so hope Ann's going to have a good day today. And First Road, let's see, they've got birthdays for B.C. Baumgartner and John Sanders. So I hope they'll have a good day. And we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. And in my announcements, let's see, Fairview will be having a drive-through Christmas program on December the 11th and 12th. They'll do it 2 nights from 6 to 8 p.m. And First Broad will be having their Christmas program on the 12th at starting at 6 p.m. So getting some announcements in for the Christmas program. This is going to be coming up just right around the corner. Oh, mercy. The Golden Valley Community Club will meet on the 20th, so I reckon that's the only announcement I have, Jim. It's quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Well, News 13 is telling us, according to their meteorological winter surveyor, said December is the start of the winter season, and usually the time of year when everyone is looking out for snow in the forecast. But they're telling us we may be disappointed if we're looking for snow this month. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which is NOAA, released its December outlook on Tuesday, and the Asheville area is expected to trend warmer and drier than the average to round out the 21. So we may not get any snow for a while this winter time. Maybe over in January, February, we might get a little bit. Not in December.
Maybe we'll.
No white Christmas this year, I guess.
Surely we'll get sometime or another.
Surely. So have a great day over there. I hope to see you. Talk to you again tomorrow.
All right, Jim. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Cheryl, have you been to the Homeworks Design Center inside Henson Building Materials in Forest City?
Oh, yes. Shana, David, and William are incredible at designing kitchen and bath cabinetry for my new she shed.
Your what?
And they have a full line of windows and doors on display in their 5,000 square foot showroom. And they'll install any ones you pick out for me.
Oh, you're too good to me.
I know. With selling and installing, it's basically one-stop shopping.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
Well, here's good news for senior citizens who enjoy going to the senior center. For the first time since the beginning of August, the senior center will be opening today. After closing due to the COVID-19 pandemic approximately 4 months ago, the senior center will officially reopen today. Senior Center Director Tammy Aldridge said they're glad about that, and they're super excited to be opening again for clients to participate inside. Socialization is so important to healthy aging, and our goal is to provide activities and programs to keep them active, healthy, and engaged in a safe social environment. Lunches will be served at 11:30 as dine-in only. No drive-through, no pickup. This time is getting away from that and going back into the house, which is a good thing for seniors to enjoy. Now let's head up toward the Shingle Hollow Fire District. And Tina White, how you doing?
I am doing wonderful this morning.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I was going to get on and say you had busted my bubble.
About snow?
About snow, I thought when I looked at the thermometer this morning, I thought, now it's cold enough to snow. We're going to get some snow. But then you pumped me up with the news about the senior center. That is wonderful. I know a lot of people who go to the senior center and will be looking forward to having those meals and that activity and socialization again.
Oh, that socialization is so important for all of us, senior citizens as well as young people. It's important to fellowship.
It really is. So, since it's not going to snow, I'll be happy anyway. But I still think it's cold enough. Maybe I should add that I will start praying for snow, and then we'll change that oceanic, whatever you said.
Prayer is a powerful thing.
Oh, well, up here in Shingle Hollow, it is 35 degrees. The fire department assisted Green Hill yesterday with a smoke report. Birthday calendars. There's no one celebrating a birthday or anniversary today that I know of in Shingle Hollow. And Pilgrim's Way Baptist Church wants to extend a special invitation to everyone to come out this week for their 10th annual After Thanksgiving Jubilee. It started Monday. They have services at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. and special singing at each service. And the White House Community Clubhouse says come on out for their turkey shoots on Saturdays at 11 a.m. between now and Christmas. And we've got 3 more of those. And Piney Knob Baptist Church says they are having their children's Christmas program December 12th at 6 p.m. and everyone in the whole county is invited to come out to that. And then their adult Christmas play will be the 19th at 6 p.m. So we're excited for Christmas around here and hoping everybody stays safe. Continuing the burning ban. No burning.
No burning. Don't even let your temper get out of control because it's not good. Keep your temper calm down. It may get too hot.
I wish I could do that with my little dog. She's got a temper. She's got angry since she had her little surgery yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'll bet.
She vomited a little last night after her surgery due to anesthesia, and I had to take the e-collar off. And getting that thing back on her, I needed one of those Kevlar gloves because she didn't want to have anything to do with that collar on her neck again.
They can sure tell you what they like and dislike, can't they?
They can. Yes, they can. Well, I hope everyone has a great Wednesday. Go to church this evening. Find you a church and just visit if you need to, or go to your home church. And stay safe out there.
Tina, thank you. It's good to talk with you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. It's 7:38, and our temperature reading right now, according to Peter, the meter reader, 36. Let me brag on Hutchins Pest Control a minute. Don't let the pest bug you when Hutchins Pest Control is as close as a phone call. Honest, dependable, professional, and on-time service may be the reason they keep getting voted best pest control. If you have a pest problem, call this family-run business at 287-5171. Licensed in North and South Carolina and fully insured and bonded. Get a free estimate when you call Hutchins Pest Control and be sure the job is done right. That's Hutchins Pest Control. Call them today at 287-5171 and they'll be right there. There's always a lot of questions about tax returns and what to do and what should I do if we get a letter from the IRS, what do I do about an audit, all kinds of questions that come up, and you need somebody you can trust and depend on to give you those answers. You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you, so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindale. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled Aryee.
Hey folks, Farmer's Friend Feed Seed Supply is an amazing store. I can say that because they have what you need. From pet supplies to fire and ant killer to horse quality Timothy alfalfa hay, $14 per bale. Attention carp fishermen, they have C&J flavoring, only $8 per bottle. And they have oats for sale. Refill your propane tanks at the lowest price. Fully stocked with all your deer supplies and a great selection of farm implements. Need mulch? $12 per scoop. We could call it a superstore. Farmer's Friend Feed Seed Supply, 188 Whiteside Road in Rutherfordton.
And the gate's open over here across the road. If you need to get something, come on over. They're open already. Let's check in now at 7:40, December 1st. Let's check in with Brenda Kelly. See if she's had her cup of instant coffee already. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you? Yes, and I had 2 pieces of cheese toast.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so I had breakfast this morning.
Or do you put the cheese on it and then stick it in the oven and let it melt, or what?
Yes.
Is that how you do it?
Yes, that's exactly how I do it. It's good.
It is good. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I love cheese, too. I love cheese. But we hope everybody's having a wonderful day here on this wonderful Wednesday, the first day of December. And I'm sort of with Tina White. These oceanic people can say what they want to, but the good Lord's in control, and if he wants it to snow, guess what? It'll snow.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
That's exactly right. And if he don't want it to snow, it won't.
One thing I've noticed about when it snows, it's always white.
Well, of course it's white. And it's quiet.
How could we dream of a white Christmas if it wasn't white, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, you could have a blue Christmas.
Without you.
Yeah, that's right. But, and when it's going to snow or when it snows, not only is it white, it's always real quiet. Everything's holed up somewhere. All the birds and the animals and everything.
It is one of the quietest times around. It sure is.
It is, yeah.
I hope we get a little snow this year.
Well, I don't know if we'll get it this year, but we might get it in January.
Yeah, this season. I mean, this.
Yeah, this winter.
I was talking to a lady at the bank yesterday. She said, "I want to see 2 snows this year. Can you arrange that, Jim?" I said, "Well, I don't think I have any control over it, but I'm like you. I hope we get 2 good ones."
Oh my goodness, 2. One's enough for me.
Yeah. Well, if it's enough snow at that one time, if it's just a little sprinkle, we need more than that.
I remember the blizzard of '93, and everybody was talking about, it's going to snow, and it had rained. And I left work at night and started home, and there was mud puddles everywhere, and it was not snowing. I lived on 221 then. And I got up to Spindale, and I seen these big old flakes of snow. By the time I got up to Broy Hill, I didn't think I was going to make it home. I could not believe it. I mean, it just blowed my mind what a change it was from being rainy and mud puddles to freezing over and snow. So it can happen.
Yeah, it sure can. When it's predicting snow and it looks like it's going to snow around here, we're like a bunch of little kids. We rush to the door and see if we see the first snowflake falling, and then we start getting calls from around the county, snowing over in such and such a place. We like little kids at Christmas time waiting for Santa Claus to come.
There you go, and run to the store and get your milk and bread.
Oh, yeah, got to get that. I hope there's going to be plenty of that this year.
Oh, well, we don't know. The stores are sort of, the shelves don't have a whole lot on them, or the stores I've been in. Well, let's see. I've got 32 degrees on the front porch this morning. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries today. And in ways of announcements, Christmas party at the Union Mills Community Club, December the 4th, eat at 6 p.m., bring a well-filled picnic basket. We'll have door prizes, bring a gift, and they're selling raffle tickets, $1 each, or 6 for $5. And first prize is $100, second prize is $75, third prize is $50, fourth prize is a homemade quilt, and tickets on sale at the door, or you can see Faye Flynn or Christine Almans to get tickets ahead of time. And on Friday, December 3rd, Union Mills Learning Center is going to have a ham or turkey meal. This will be at 6 p.m., and the cost of the meal is $7. And then 7 p.m., Homegrown will open. The music program, Deep Roots, which is the Jackson family, will also play. No admission, but tip jar will be available for the band. And Piedmont Pleasant Hill Community Club Lunch with Santa on December the 11th, 12 noon to 3 p.m., and this is for children 8 years and younger. And so far, that's all I got going on. So just short, sweet, and quiet up
Short,
here.
sweet, and quiet. We like that. And you
That's
have
right.
a great day and get some rest, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, catch you later.
Bye. Could you use an extra $8,000, maybe $1,500 or $500? Your opportunity to brighten things up this year is here. The 2021 Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce raffle tickets are now available. Only 500 tickets will be sold, and you could win $8,000, $1,500, or $500. 3 winners and tickets are available now at the Chamber office, Main Street, Rutherfordton, and here at WCAB. Our Chamber board members have them. The drawing this year will be held December 17th, live on WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM at 8:10, and it will be live streamed. Be a part of supporting the Chamber with your purchase of a raffle ticket. Tickets are $50, and the chances of winning $8,000, $1,500, or $500 are phenomenal. Have some fun, buy a ticket, and listen for the winning number. December 17th at 8:10. You know what? It could be you. They are going relatively fast, so if you not gotten yours, don't waste any more time before they sell out. Come see me. I've got some over here at WCAB. 7:46 now, and it is Ellenboro time. Luther Gilligan, top of the day to you, sir.
Rest day to you, mate. Hope you're having a good day.
I'm having a wonderful day. How are you?
Good. Hey, I'm starting off great. When I got up, got my boots on, stand up.
Can't beat that.
It's the beginning of a good day. But it's a quiet day, not a whole lot going on. Everybody's just getting their gas and heading on out to work, going somewhere. See, the fire department, they're fairly quiet. They had one medical call and had one structure fire last night. They quiet this morning. That's going on with them. So everything's peaceful down here. We just get ready for, remind everybody, parade coming up Sunday, 3 o'clock. So grab your chair, come on out, sit on the sidewalk, and watch it go by. And holler at them as they go.
Are you going to be in the parade?
No, I'm going to be on the sidelines watching it.
Okay, cheer them on.
Yeah, I cheer them on. Try to get your candies and throw it out. All right, you have a good day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'll see you, Luther. Thanks. Bye.
Take care.
Luther Gilligan reporting out of Ellenboro, keeping us posted on the Fire District News and Ellenboro News. Now it's time for birthdays for this first day of December. How many of you were born on this first day of December? We'd love to hear about it. Call us now at 287-3356, 287-3356. Todd's standing by to take that call, and we'll celebrate your birthday or your anniversary. It's coming up.
Another season has come and gone, and you're still looking at that same sad-looking sofa or recliner. Well, now's the time to change the inside of your home to look as pretty as colors outside. And the perfect place to start is the Recliner Center. Right now at the Recliner Center, everything is 20% off. That's 20% off sofas, recliners, sofa recliners. If someone you love is having trouble standing, the Recliner Center has all lift chairs on sale for 10% off. All lift chairs, 10% off. Now, some of these chairs can take you from a standing position, then safely back down to a sitting position with no effort on your part whatsoever. Angela is cleaning out merchandise to make room for more. So now's your chance to redecorate your home and take advantage of the great savings at the Recliner Center. All lift chairs, 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. Angela is seeing folks by appointment only, so call 828-395-3562. Call her today. The Recliner Center. They're on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
Thank you, Andrew. Now, listen, if you are ready for breakfast, they've got breakfast cooking at Granny B's this morning. Yeah, they do breakfast from about 7 o'clock, starting at 7 o'clock, and you can get the best of biscuits and gravy and ham and sausage and liver mush, and just enjoy that, and a delicious daylight donut over there. Maybe a thought comes your way. If you know somebody that you're not sure what to give them, talk to them at Granny B's about a certificate to give someone for one of those nice big pizzas or maybe a dozen donuts. That makes a great gift, or just a gift certificate to go eat lunch with them. They got great food over there, and you'll enjoy that if you'll get to better acquainted with folks at Granny B's restaurant. Now, also keep in mind, if you want your clothes looking good, take them by Folks Cleaners and get them cleaned up and freshened up for the holidays. You got some special events. You don't want to go looking ragged and wrinkled, do you? Get them cleaned up and freshened up. Drop them off by the laundry there, Folks Cleaners in the Rockwood Plaza, and see what a good-looking gal and guy you can be.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy Dearth Day. Spit it out, Jim. Happy birthday wishes going out to D.C. Bumgarner. He's 92 up in Golden Valley. I want to wish him a happy birthday. Birthdays also include 1935, Ray Allen was born. 1940, Richard Pryor. He's an actor and comedian. Was born. He died in 2005. Tragic death. 1945, Bette Midler was born. 1946, Gilbert O'Sullivan, a singer. 1958, Charlene Tilton was an actress. She was on Dallas, I believe, wasn't she? 1887, first White House telephone was installed. 1903, first Western film released, The Great Train Robbery. 1913, first drive-up gasoline station opened. 1913, Ford institutes the first moving assembly line for the Nodet. Model T. I'm sorry. Yeah, Model T. I will learn to read this writing one of these days. I can read reading, but I can't read writing. 1917, Boys Town was founded. 1929, Game of Bingo was invented. 1953, first edition of Playboy featuring Marilyn Monroe. And in 1955, Rosa Parks was arrested. Rosa Parks Day here in the nation. National Package Protection Day, National Pie Day, and National Eat a Red Apple Day, and the Day Without Art. All that's now you're up to date. Eat an apple pie? Sure. That should count, right? Yeah. Now you're up to date on this dated history of WCAB. Stand by. Keys to Confident Living coming up.
Norman Vincent Peale, in his book Power of the Plus Factor, writes about walking through the twisted little streets of Kowloon in Hong Kong. He says, I came upon a tattoo studio. In the window were displayed samples of the tattoos available. On the chest or arms, you could have tattooed an anchor, a flag, a mermaid, or whatever. But what struck me with force were 3 words that could be tattooed on one's flesh: born to lose. I entered the shop in astonishment, and pointing to those words, asked the Chinese tattoo artist, does anyone really have that terrible phrase, born to lose, tattooed on his body? He replied, yes, sometimes. But, I said, I just can't believe that anyone in his right mind would do that. The Chinese man simply tapped his forehead and said in broken English, before tattoo on body, tattoo on mind. The Apostle Paul knew the importance of the programming of the mind. He challenged his readers to think on things that were noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. He furthermore challenged them to continually dwell on things praiseworthy and excellent. These lofty thoughts and ideas lift us to the presence of God. They do not allow us to dwell in the mental gutter of despair and hopelessness. How tragic for a person to think about himself as a born loser when God wants to make all of us winners through his power. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to
This is
confident
Gilbert.
living.
I'm back on the air every Saturday from 8 to 9. So put on a pot of coffee, sit down, and listen to Gilbert Talks Taxes. You just might learn something.
WCAB.
I'm Sherry Preston. Protesters have gathered outside the U.S. Supreme Court as justices prepare to hear a case from Mississippi that could put a woman's right to legal abortion in jeopardy.
This could be the decisive battle because Roe versus Wade is on the line as the justices consider a law from Mississippi that would ban almost all abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. No exceptions for rape or incest. Right now, under Roe and other cases, states can't ban abortions until about 24 weeks of pregnancy viability.
ABC senior national correspondent Terry Moran. A recent ABC News Washington Post poll found 3 in 4 Americans think the choice to have an abortion should be left to a woman and her doctor. New details in the deadly shooting in a Michigan high school. 3 students killed, 8 others wounded, and a 15-year-old gunman is in custody. Now his social media accounts are under scrutiny. ABC's Trevor Ault is in Oxford Township, Michigan, with more.
The school alerted parents last month to what it called rumors on campus, saying student interpretations of social media posts and false information have exacerbated the overall concern, but some students maintained they had heard the rumors.
So you had been hearing that there was going to be a possible shooting at the high school?
Yes, I did. I heard it multiple times.
But overnight, the sheriff says he doesn't know if those threats are connected to Tuesday's shooting and that they were never reported to his office.
Killed were 2 girls and 1 boy, all teenagers. One of those wounded is in critical condition, fighting for her life. Scientists are still looking for cases of the new COVID variant in the United States.
There are no reported cases of the Omicron variant in the U.S., but labs around the country are working tirelessly, sequencing on average 1 in 7 COVID-positive test samples.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos. COVID testing is now being offered for international travelers arriving at airports in New York, Atlanta, San Francisco, and Newark. You're listening to ABC News.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill investigating the January 6th riot, looking at more contempt charges today. ABC News congressional correspondent Rachel Scott.
That January 6th Select Committee is charging forward today, expected to recommend pursuing criminal contempt charges for Jeffrey Clark, a former Trump DOJ official who has refused to cooperate with their investigation.
The full House could vote on pursuing contempt charges as soon as tomorrow, but the committee is getting at least some cooperation from a former high-ranking official in the Trump administration. Ex-Chief of Staff Mark Meadows is now turning over some documents. He is also expected to sit for a deposition, but no word on whether he will answer questions. A Tucson, Arizona police officer is being fired after shooting and killing a man in a wheelchair. Ryan Remington was looking into reports the victim had stolen a toolbox when the man pulled out a knife. He refused to stop moving into a store, and that's when investigators say Remington fired 9 shots. Tucson Police Chief Chris Magnus.
I am deeply disturbed and troubled by Officer Remington's actions. His use of deadly force in this incident is a clear violation of department policy.
The firing will become official next week. For the first time in recorded history, Denver is going into December without its first snow of the season. The previous record for the latest first snow, November 21st, 1934. Forecasters say there is no snow in the near future for Denver. This is ABC News.
There's a confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. But one thing is for sure. Whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer. Contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever, the leading sign of COVID and the flu. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They have no scientific studies behind them and can miss the fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Hello and happy Wednesday. We'll see a warmer afternoon ahead, full of sunshine as well, with some more clouds moving through in the afternoon. Our highs today back in the low to mid 60s. For tonight, the clouds move back out. We're in the low to mid 40s Thursday morning. For Thursday afternoon, we'll see mostly sunny sky becoming partly cloudy at times. Highs Thursday in the upper 60s. And for Friday, our highs back in the upper 60s and low 70s in the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Zach Moloch in the Weather Center.
We are still stuck at 36. We started out there this morning and still there, but we got about 30 more degrees to go to our expected high. Not quite 30. 64 will be our expected high with northeast winds to 6 miles per hour. So a pretty pleasant day out there. You can get outside and do just about anything you want to do today, I think. Walk on the trail or run on the trail or bicycle on the trail or walk around the block or come see me over here and buy a raffle ticket for the Chamber of Commerce raffle ticket. They're selling real fast. You can do about anything you want to do today if you're able to get out and go. So don't sit around in the house if you don't have to. Get out and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day. We've got some news from here and there coming up in just a moment, along with the Sheriff's Report.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continuing to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith's Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith's Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith's Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines, and November is Diabetes Month. Get 10% off diabetic socks for the month of November at Smith's Drugs of Forest City.
Now we have some news from here and there. For those of you who are on your way to work, please drive carefully and enjoy your day at work. Those of you who just sort of bum around, we hope you'll stay tuned with us. COVID testing resumes today and Friday. Free drive-through COVID testing conducted today and from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock, and Friday, December 3rd, from 9 o'clock until 12 noon. That is 221 Callahan Coon Road in Spindale. So if you're interested in getting your COVID test, that's the place. December is the start of meteorological winter and usually the time of year when everyone is looking out for snow in the forecast. However, snow lovers may be disappointed this month. According to News 13, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, that's the NOAA people, they released its December outlook on Tuesday. Yesterday, in the Asheville area is expected to trend warmer and drier than average to round out 2021. You heard the news report a while ago with Denver also is not experiencing any snowfall anytime soon. This year will be very special again for the Basil Widener holiday breakfast folks. They missed last season due to COVID restrictions. They'll gather where it all started, in the dining room at the Copper Penny Grill. It was the former site of Ronnie Nettie's. That's where this 76th annual Basil Widener holiday breakfast will be held, Saturday, December the 18th at 8 a.m. at Copper Penny, Main Street, Forest City. The buffet breakfast will be $10, and that includes tax and tip. You can leave more money if you like. Breakfast will include scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, home fries, biscuits, and gravy, plus a drink of choice, coffee or tea. But if you want to go, respond to this information in the name of anyone else you'll bring, or you can call Mike Gavin at 828-395-1295 and leave him a message. And please do this by Friday noon at December the 10th. So if you'd like to go, that's the information to get out there. Well, a fire broke out yesterday in the catering kitchen on the Foundation property there at Performing Arts Center or Conference Center on Isothermal Campus. The fire was extinguished pretty quickly and no one was seriously injured. A short circuit in a commercial refrigerator caused the fire at 12:47 p.m. Fortunately, 2 of the 3 employees on that floor of the building were in the kitchen when the fire started preparing lunch. Technical Director Jim Brink acted quickly to put the fire out with an extinguisher. Brink was checked by EMS after the incident for smoke inhalation. The entire building was evacuated briefly until Spindale Fire Department arrived at the scene and evaluated the situation. The employees and students on the first floor were soon cleared to return to the building. The initial damage assessment shows some scorched ceiling tile, and wall coverings along with the burned refrigerator. Thanks to the fast action from the foundation staff and the Spindale Fire Department, everything worked out smoothly. Some damage they'll have to repair. For the first time since the beginning of August, the Rutherford County Senior Center will open. After closing due to COVID-19 pandemic approximately 4 months ago, the Senior Center will officially reopen today. Program and Senior Games Manager Barbara Hill said, "We're thrilled. I know the seniors have missed the Senior Center, but we, the staff, have missed our participants too." Senior Center Director Tammy Aldridge echoed those sentiments. "We're super excited to be opening again for clients to participate inside," she said. "With the reopening, there are several health and safety guidelines that must be followed. Masks must be worn at all times unless a participant is having difficulty breathing during exercise or when actively eating or drinking. Participants are encouraged to bring their own mask, which needs to be at least 2-ply mask and fit snugly over the nose and mouth. Masks will be available at the Senior Center. Congregate meal lunch will be served at 11:30 as dine-in only. A maximum of 4 people will be seated at each table. Only 88 participants may be in the dining room at one time. Any additional plates will be sealed, and up to 20 participants may take their lunch to the art and craft rooms. If there are more participants registered than the rooms can accommodate, meals will be kept to temperature, and those participants will be allowed in the dining room once tables are cleared and cleaned. Social distancing is requiring at all times, and participants who cannot tolerate a mask or need a break from the mask may sit outside or use the outdoor walking track. Say what? Social distancing is required at all times, and participants who cannot tolerate a mask or need a break from the mask may sit outside or use the outdoor walking track. Bathrooms and high-touch surfaces will be wiped down frequently. All participants will be screened at the front door. Temperature checks will be completed, and everyone will be asked to use hand sanitizer. Any participant who is running a fever will not be allowed to enter until after they are fever-free for 72 hours. No participants will be allowed in the staff office area, and one-on-one appointments for services will be held in a private room with safety measures in place. The water fountains are only to be used to refill a bottle or cup. All equipment must be wiped down with sanitizing wipes after use. Anyone who doesn't follow the safety guidelines will be asked to leave the building. With these guidelines in place, the Senior Center staff is showing the health and safety of everyone involved is its focus. So there you go. Let's see here. The latest COVID-19 update shows Rutherford's community spread of virus has stabilized, according to the state's data. According to the NC Department of Health and Human Services, the county's 14-day positivity rate is at 5.1%. That's a decline from last week's update. However, anything above 5% warrants concern. Figures show there have been 139 new cases over the last 2 weeks, 46 over the last week. The county has a cumulative total of 11,768. Vaccinations in the county continue to improve, albeit slightly. Those fully vaccinated represent 40% of the county's eligible population, compared to 43% with at least one dose of the vaccine. On Friday, December 3rd, from 9 a.m. until 6, there will be a vaccine clinic at the Forest City Housing Authority Administration Building on Spruce Street, Forest City, and the Haynes Branch Library in Mooresboro. There will be a $100 gift card for the first 50 participants at each site. The clinic, sponsored by Mahek, United Way of Rutherford County, New Bethlehem Zion Church, and Harvest House Baptist Church, will offer free Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Free boosters are also available. On Saturday, December the 11th, there will be a free COVID-19 vaccine clinic that features a drive-through. No appointment needed from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. at 230 at North Cleghorn Street, Rutherford. All 3 vaccines will be available, as well as the booster. Those wanting a booster shot should bring their vaccination card. So there you go. 14 minutes after 8 o'clock, we have more news from here and there coming up.
Well, folks, it's that time of year to start thinking about Christmas shopping. Let Infinity Games and Toys help make it a little easier for you. They have a large selection of Funko Pops, over 200 to choose from. They also carry Pokemon cards, lots of board games, novelty candy, and pre-made fidget boxes already packaged in Christmas boxes. They make great Christmas stocking stuffers. Take a break from shopping and enjoy a board game inside Infinity Games. Shop local. Shop Infinity Games and Toys. Located at 243 North Main Street, Rutherford. Hours are Wednesday and Thursday, noon until 8 p.m., Friday, noon until 10 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, noon until 5 p.m. Shop local, support all local businesses in Rutherford County. Call Infinity Games and Toys at 828-829-5851.
We have so many new businesses, home-operated, locally owned, operated family business. I hope you'll do some scouting around, walk up and down the streets of each of our towns and see the new businesses that have opened since last year and support them as best you can. Buy a gift, go and say hello to them and support them along the way, because we got to keep our small family-run businesses operating right here. The big chain stores, they offer a lot, but good gracious, where's that money going? Let's keep that money right here with supporting our local businesses, and many of you have done that already. Back on Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, after the lighting of the trees, many of you were in Forest City shopping, and some businesses have really benefited from that as well. So shop at home as often as you can. I know it's some things you just have to go somewhere to find. I know that. I understand that. And because we're not as wide open as some places in terms of things to buy, but we have a lot of supply. We have a new hardware store now in downtown Forest City. We have this game store, Infinity Games and Toys, there in Rutherfordton. We have all kinds of unique opportunities for you to shop at home, and I hope you'll do that and support our local folks as often as you can. Just visit them, and if you can't find what you're looking for, then move on to some place else to give all of them an opportunity to prove to you that they have a business right here, or they want to stay right here, and they can only stay right here in town because we support them, and I hope you'll do that.
This is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates, wanting to let you know that we have moved. Our new office is located at 245 East Main Street in Forest City. Come see us for auto, home, or your commercial insurance needs. Also come see me, Dwayne Hunt, for your Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage, or prescription drug plans. See us at Insurance Service Associates, now located at 245 East Main Street in Forest City, or call 828-245-5301.
Many of you have come by and asked about the Tar Heel calendars that we have every year to give out to Tar Heel fans. They have not arrived yet. They had told me from the Tar Heel Sports Network that they'd be here by the end of the month, which was yesterday. They have not gotten here yet. They, as always, they're a little bit late getting here. Season's already underway, but the calendars are not here. And I will put on the radio as soon as we get them, and we'll let you know. And we, of course, give our sponsors first priority over those. And then we give our big fans opportunity to get one of those Tar Heel basketball calendars. But they're not here yet. But I'll tell you what is here, and that is the Chamber Raffle tickets. They are here, and they're selling like hotcakes. So if you want to get in on that drawing, do that real soon, and we have them available right here too. So come by, you can go by the chamber office and pick them up, or come by here and pick them up, or run down any chamber board member. They all have them. But wherever's convenient for you, I'll be glad to take care of you too right here. 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and here we're talking about hometown small businesses right here in Rutherford County. And here's one that is quite a success story. I hope you'll go by and see them. It's the Cozy Home Warehouse Sale. It's a popular Cozy Home Christmas warehouse sale. New items arriving weekly, brand new collection of matching bath rugs and towel sets in many assorted colors. Tons of new Christmas throw pillows, Christmas kitchen towels, bean bags for the kids and big kids at heart. You like those bean bags? Flop down there and watch a game. Yeah. Bed pillows in all sizes. Beautiful designer dishes and decor by the popular Biltmore collection. Christmas hours every Friday 10 to 4, Saturday 9 to 2. Cozy Home Warehouse Sale, Duke Street in Forest City, next to Henson Building Material. And they'll be back out there to Friday and Saturday this week. And boy, do they have the merchandise. I know many of you. And I know folks driving here from South Carolina to come to this cozy home warehouse sale because it's such a popular thing, and people come from all other counties in. So we got something that's of value that I hope you'll take advantage of, that cozy home warehouse sale right next door to Henson Building Material. Now, Deputy King was with us earlier this morning, gave us a report from the Sheriff's Department to get us updated. We recorded it for broadcast at this time. Deputy King?
In the past 24 hours, the Sheriff's Department responded to 201 calls for service. There were 16 arrests processed in the jail. And jail currently has 162 people incarcerated. On our incident reports, Brent Van Meter from Davy Drive in Forest City reported assault with a deadly weapon. And Christopher Davis from Bethany Church Road in Forest City reported identity theft. That's all on the incident reports. On our arrest reports, Hunter Blackwell from Buckner Road in Mooresboro was arrested and charged with first-degree trespass, received a $1,000 secured bond. Jeremy Fincannon, listed as homeless, was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $1,000 secured bond. April Aldridge from South Main Street in Boston was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $500 secured bond. Philip Bolin, listed as homeless, was served with a warrant for assault on a female, received a written promise to appear in court. Jason Bracken from Ivy Drive in Rutherford was served with a true bill of indictment, received a $2,500 secured bond. Calvin Hyatt from Mountain Ridge Drive in Lake Lure was served with a warrant for failure to inform of any new online identifiers, received a $50,000 secured bond. Julie Biggerstaff from Good Road in Mooresboro was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $500 secured bond. Danielle Patterson from Bryan Drive in Forest City was served with 3 counts of failure to appear on misdemeanor, received a $500 secured bond. Quentin Foster from Hodge Street in Rutherford was served with a failure to appear on misdemeanor and 3 show cause orders, received a $500 unsecured bond. Julian Roberts from Wilson Street in Ellenboro was served with 2 counts of failure to appear on misdemeanor and received a $500 unsecured bond. And David Elliott from Highway 221A in Forest City was served with a warrant for assault on a female and a criminal summons for assault and battery, and he's placed on domestic violence hold. And that's all we have for today.
Thank you, Deputy King, for that report, and we'll have the new report tomorrow morning here on WCBB. The Sheriff reporting in on Thursday morning. Tuesdays and Thursdays, Sheriff is with us. 23 past 8 o'clock, up and coming sports update. Bottom of the hour, Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. Just want to encourage all of you to stay safe while you're out shopping. It's a busy December, and things are beginning to pop now. A lot of folks putting up their decorations. Came home after dark yesterday and saw a lot of trees already up, a lot of lights streaming, and it's going to be a beautiful time here in the foothills. Rutherford County is such a beautiful place, and Forest City, Spindale, Rutherford, and Ruth's got beautiful lights as well. So get out and enjoy those as best you can. If you know somebody that is not able to drive themselves and not able to get out of the house, shut in or elderly person, go see if they would like to ride around the county and see all the lights. Take them down through downtown Forest City. Millions of lights there. Ask them if they would like to go, and if they would like to go, then help them get to the car and drive them through our beautiful town. There's several sections out in the rural areas that also have beautiful lights. So we want you to enjoy this season as much as you can. All right, so I've got to make room now for upcoming sports and Word of Faith Fellowship. I'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning. Don't disappoint me.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. We start with college hoops last night, and the Duke Blue Devils on the road in Columbus. The team fresh off being named the top team in the nation. They won't be next week, that's for sure. Ohio State held the top-ranked Blue Devils scoreless in the final 4.5 minutes, and they coughed up a 15-point lead in the second half to lose 71-66 to the Buckeyes. Mike Krzyzewski said his team was worn out and making mistakes.
We had 23 fouls. I think part of that shows it being tired, just not playing with the same foot speed that we normally have. Is very uncharacteristic of our team.
Other North Carolina men's D1 college basketball programs in action last night. Wake Forest nipped Northwestern in overtime, 77-63. Davidson down Charlotte, 75-58. ECU getting past Old Dominion, just past, 63-62. While Campbell delivered the gospel to Lancaster Bible, 83-39. UNCG dispatched Elon, and Furman outlasted High Point in double overtime, 74-70. On the ice, the Hurricanes on the road last night in Dallas. They outshot the Stars 40-17, but could not bury the puck much. Just once, in fact. Dallas goalie Braden Holtby made 39 saves in his 500th regular season game. The Stars beating Carolina 4-1. Despite the outcome, head coach Rod Brindamore was hard-pressed to criticize his team's performance. He says he was doing everything that they had to do.
Playing from behind is not easy. Just going through the goals, we didn't get it in. One hit the ref. The linesman doesn't get in. They turn around 2-on-1 in your net. The other one, we didn't get it in, and it's in your net the other way. So those can't happen. That's the mistakes we're making are just costing us. We're getting a ton of chances, but the ones we're making are just biting us right now. So try to get a little sharper there. But overall, I was really happy with the way we played the game. Just got to find ways to get puck in net.
The Hurricanes have dropped 4 out of their last 5. They're back at home tomorrow night against Ottawa. This is NCN Sports.
North Carolina's veterans are in trouble. 1 in 4 have no access to affordable health insurance. These people risked their lives for us in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now it is time for us to honor them and their service. North Carolina, we can do right for our veterans. We can close the coverage gap and help those who served our nation get the care that they need and deserve. To learn more about closing the coverage gap, go to careforcarolina.com. That's care, the number 4, carolina.com.
Shorter days, cold weather, the flu, and COVID-19. Are you ready for winter? Layer up for extra protection with 2 vaccines, one for the flu and the other for COVID-19. Both flu and COVID-19 vaccines provide layers of protection against severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Get a flu vaccine and a COVID-19 shot now to protect yourself and your loved ones. Go to myspot.nc.gov or call 1-888-675-4567.
The Carolina Panthers have lost starting cornerback Dante Jackson for the remainder of the season to a groin injury. Jackson was injured in Carolina's 33-10 loss to the Dolphins on Sunday. His 12 interceptions over the past 4 seasons are the most of any player selected in the 2018 draft class. The news on Jackson comes a day after the Panthers announced running back Christian McCaffrey will miss the remainder of the season with an ankle injury. NBA action last night. The Phoenix Suns set a club record for consecutive victories by winning a matchup of the NBA's 2 best teams. The Suns claimed their 17th consecutive win by knocking off the Warriors 104-96. Brooklyn coughed up a 16-point lead before hanging on to beat the Nets 112-110. The LeBron-less Lakers slammed the Kings 117-92. The Grizzlies dumped the Raptors, and the Trailblazers handed the Pistons their 7th straight loss. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Hello and happy Wednesday. We'll see a warmer afternoon ahead, full of sunshine as well, with some more clouds moving through in the afternoon. Our highs today back in the low to mid-60s. For tonight, the clouds move back out. We're in the low to mid-40s Thursday morning. For Thursday afternoon, we'll see a mostly sunny sky becoming partly cloudy at times. Highs Thursday in the upper 60s. And for Friday, our highs back in the upper 60s and low 70s in the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Zach Moloch in the Weather Center.
We're expecting light wind today, about 6 miles per hour, and our temperature reading right now is 36, warming up to 64, dropping back tonight to 39, a little warmer than we actually are right now. So it's a beautiful fall of the year time, and we can enjoy that weather outdoors and do whatever you want to do outdoors just about right now. It's 8:30. This is WCAB Rutherfordton, serving the foothills of the Carolinas from 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB. Time now for the Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. And with the program this morning is Douglas and Ann McDonald.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Word of Faith Fellowship radio program.
I'm Douglas, and this is my wife, Ann, and we're here today to share with you some of the goodness of God and the fact that I think we all don't understand as good as we should, but everybody that's created on this earth has a call of God on their life. You that are listening this morning have a call of God on your lives just as much as Ann and I have a call of God on our lives. And I think sometimes we feel like we're in this all by ourselves, but we're not. God is always with us, and God has many people, even around the world, that have been praying for us and are praying for us to do the will of God. And that's a good comfort to understand that God has people praying for us. And I remember a story one time of a minister that was in the Philippines, and they were traveling to another village walking, and he was very sick, and he told everybody just to go ahead of him. He was going to sit down and rest for a few minutes. And he sat down after they'd gone, and he passed out. And there was an elderly woman in the United States that the Lord woke up and said, "You need to pray for this man right now." Of course, she had never heard of him, and so she prayed. And then some years later, that very minister came to their church, and after the service was over, she took her diary up and handed it to that minister, and she said, "Read this." And on that very day, at that very time, God spoke to her and said, "Pray for this minister, he's dying." And she did that, and he was alive. And I think that's a pretty amazing story. A lot of times we don't realize how many times God has people praying for us, and that's what we want to talk a little bit about today, the fact that God has people praying for us all the time. And we won't know that, I'm sure, until we're in heaven one day with the Lord and with everybody. But now then, I want to read a verse to you in 2 Corinthians chapter 1, so that we can better understand what we're talking about. But in verse 8 of 1 Corinthians chapter 1, Paul says, he said, "I do not want you to be uninformed, brethren, about the affliction and oppression, the distress which befell us in the province of Asia, how we were utterly and unbearably weighed down and crushed, so much so that we despaired even of life itself. Indeed, we felt within ourselves that we had received the very sentence of death, but that was to keep us from trusting in and depending upon ourselves instead of on God who raises the dead." That's a pretty incredible verse right there. I mean, they felt the pressure so much so that they had thought that they had lost all hopes of life and that they were going to be killed. Let me read on here. For it is he who rescued and saved us from such a perilous death, and he will still rescue and save us. In and on him we have set our hope, our joyful and confident expectation that he will again deliver us from danger and destruction and draw us to himself. This is what I want us to see. While we also, and while you also cooperate by your prayers for us, helping and laboring together with us, thus the lips of many persons turned toward God will eventually give thanks on our behalf for the grace, the blessing, and the deliverance granted us at the request of the many who have prayed. So here we have a situation where Paul and his friends were in a situation where they were despairing even of life. They knew that they were about to be killed. And yet God had people praying for them in another town, someplace else, praying for them to be able to finish and do God's will. And God rescued them and saved them. And if you notice when I read that, Paul didn't take any credit for that himself. But what he did do is he gave credit to the people that had been praying for them as they went. And on many occasions, Paul said, pray for us. He said, pray without ceasing, lift holy hands without doubting, and pray. That all men should pray and not to faint. And I think a lot of times in our lives, we get under pressure and we begin to faint and give up because we haven't been praying as we should. And God wants to encourage us today that we need to pray and pray and pray without ceasing, so that we can fulfill the call of God on our lives. And then, as we were studying this, I thought of several people in the Bible. One of them was Noah. It's not always easy when you're doing the will of God, but God's always with us to strengthen us and to take us through to fulfill that which He's called us to do. Noah was 120 years building the ark. God called him because the whole world had been corrupted and they had lost their true direction, the Bible says in Genesis. And God said that Noah found grace with him, and God gave him a job to do, and that was to build the ark for the saving of his family and all the animals. And last night, right as I went to bed, I turned the light back on, and I looked up in that very account, and that ark was 450 feet long and 75 feet wide. That's bigger than a football field. And he built that, he and his family, for 120 years. And people, no doubt, made fun of him, laughed at him, didn't take him seriously, maybe even called him a conspiracy theorist, because he was saying it was going to rain. But that all stopped when it rained. When it rained, they knew that what he was saying was true, but it was too late. And that's what God wants us to see today through prayer and coming together and giving our hearts to Jesus. We can begin to learn to have fellowship with Jesus and pray one for another, that we fulfill the call of God on our lives. Another person was Abraham. God promised him a son, and he came out of a land of idolatry and pagan worship, and to go to a land that God had called him to go to, and he had no son, and God promised him a son. 10 years went by, and there was no son yet. And so he and Sarah had a discussion, and from that, Ishmael was born, and you have trouble today. Some thousands of years later, we have trouble today. 25 years went by, and God finally had done the work inside of Abraham and in Sarah, and they had a son. And another one was with Moses. Moses was 40 years in Egypt, and then 40 years on the backside of the desert. And one day he went by and he saw a bush burning on the hill, and he said, I'm going to go back and take a look at that. And when God saw that he turned to come back and look at that, he spoke to him and he said, Moses, Moses, God knows who you are. God knows who I am. And there's a call of God upon our lives. And we must press into that and learn to pray and to cry out to God that we can finish that call upon our lives. God had a call for him. He was on the backside of the desert because he had run from Egypt, growing up in Pharaoh's household. And he was 40 years in Egypt, as I said, and then 40 years on the backside of the desert. And God said he wanted him to go and do a job for him, and that is bringing the Israelites out of Egypt. And he said, I can't do that. And God said, yes, and then he went on, and Moses said, I can't do that. 6 times he said to God, I cannot do that. And finally, God got to his heart, and he went and he obeyed God, and the Israelites came out of Egypt. And there's many stories. The story of Joseph was sold into slavery. It was 13 years in Egypt, a servant in Potiphar's house, and then he went to prison because somebody lied about him. And he was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh to tell Pharaoh what his dreams meant. And then finally David ran from Saul for many years as a teenager, and when he was 30 years old, he began his 40-year reign. But all these people God had called, and I know for sure that he had people praying for them, and just like we have people praying for us today, and people praying. We pray for our pastors and our leadership and our country and the people around us, that we can all fulfill the call that God on our life. It's so important that we know that, because like Moses, many times we want to run from that call. My wife Ann, because of certain things that happened with her, ran from God, and I want her to tell that story, and I thought it important to tell you some of these things here, because the people of God go through hard times many times. They go through many situations of pressure, and it's all to get us to quit and not to obey God. But we want to learn to obey God, and through our prayers for each other and through our fellowship with each other, we can fulfill the call of God in our life. And so, Ann, tell them what happened to you and how that God got to your heart.
Okay. I was raised in the church when I was young, and I grew up in the church. And I really loved my church. And I remember I really loved God. And I always wanted to be at church. I always wanted to be around people that love God. And I remember he was just so special to me. And I knew God was drawing me, and I just weep in the church and just weep as a young girl when I hear the message of salvation. And I remember they taught about how God sent his only son to die for me. And when I heard that, I thought, I love God. If he sent his only son to die for me, I want to serve him and love him. Excuse me. So I remember I always wanted to be around the things of God. And all of a sudden I started hearing a different message from the same church. And they told me, don't ask God for money, because if you do, what happened was, and they told about a couple who prayed and asked God for $10,000. And because of they did that, their son got hit by a truck, and they got $10,000 from that. And I remember thinking that was horrible. And I started feeling something going on in my heart about God. Here I love God. I mean, I woke up. That's all I thought about, going through all my schooling, wanting people to go with me to church. I mean, and then all of a sudden I started hearing this other gospel. And then I heard about another one where, he'll put cancer on you. And then when you go in the hospital, just be grateful for it. I mean, I heard, and I remember hearing that, and I thought, I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about what a horrible thing. And I remember I was in high school, and I walked across the campus one day, going to class. And I remember saying, if that's you, if that's how you are, God, I can do better. And after that, I went into the world where it talks about the glamour of sin. I started going into the world of sin. And for 7 years, I mean, I started I started doing things I never thought I'd do. You know, I took drugs, I drank, I left home and went to work at a casino, and then I came back in such despair. My dad had died, and I mean, I was just a mess. I took all kinds of like things to sleep by, antidepressants. I mean, I drank. It was just terrible because all the time I knew in my heart that I still wanted God. And I would talk about him. Even in my despair and around people in the world, I'd tell them all about him. And they said, why don't you go back to him? And I said, I can't. I even went to a psychiatrist, and I talked to him. And he said, why don't you go back to God? And I said, I can't. Because see, in my heart, I didn't think I could go back to a God like that. But see, in all of this, my mom was praying for me, like Douglas talked about, people praying for you. And she prayed for me fervently. And I always felt that in my heart, that I wanted God. I always could feel that. And so I got to be so low in despair. I mean, you know, I did so many things. And I remember my heart was in such pain that I'd even go at work to the restroom, and my heart hurt so bad. It hurt so bad that I'd take my razor blade and just cut and cover it up. That way the pain went here instead of in my heart. And so I remember I got to be so low down that I just said one day, I said, God, that's it. And I remember going to the store before I went to work, and I said, that's it. I can't do it. Now see, here I am saying 7 years before that, if this is how you are, God, I can do better. And now I'm saying, God, I can't do it. Forgive me, I can't do it. And if you don't help me today, I'm going to die. I knew I was going to die. I knew the devil was after me all those years. Even though I strayed from God, he was watching over and he was protecting me, and things that could have happened didn't happen. And I mean, there were so many things he saved me from. And so I went to work that day, and I remember I was just kind of like staring, and I was doing my job, and somebody said to me, what are you doing? Why are you staring? And then after that, I just fell out of my chair. And I remember somebody caught me, and I had one of those grand seizures because I said, that's it, God. When I said that was it, I said, no more drugs, no more alcohol, no more nothing. And so when I did that, God said to my mom at home, he said to her, pray for Ann right now or she's going to die. She won't make it. And so here I am laying on the floor, and I had this grand seizure. I never had any seizures before, but I had this grand seizure. And all of a sudden, my mom's at home praying, and she's saying, please don't let anything happen to her. But she's saying, in Jesus' name. And she started saying, you spirit of drugs, come out of her. You unclean, come out of her. And she started praying, and I had that seizure. And I believe I got deliverance from that. I believe. And I mean, they thought I was going to die on the floor when I was having it. So when I woke up, I was going through the emergency door, and I had my hands strapped down. And I remember seeing my mom and her friend, and I just started crying. But see, that day was my day of deliverance, because I started coming out, and I started serving God. And of course, I went through withdrawals then, and I had to have medicine. And I mean, for 3 weeks I couldn't eat. I mean, I couldn't remember things. It was just, but God, in all his mercy, I started turning my heart to him, started coming back to him and letting him heal me. because there was things I went through. I even went through a divorce because I thought, well, God doesn't want me to have any fun, so I'll just get married. And I mean, the day after was hell on earth. That's the only way I could put it. Chasing with a knife, I mean, everything. And that's when my mom said I need to go to Bible school, and I went to Bible school. And that's where, of course, I met my pastors. That's where I met Douglas. And anyway, so then we moved here, and we became a part of our church, Word of Faith. And I remember all my life, I didn't know what the will of God was. I didn't know that you could fulfill the call of God in your life. And that's what Jane would say. She would say, all I want for you is to fulfill the call of God in your life. That's it. She didn't want anything else. And all the years that I've known her, for 30-something years, that's all she's ever done, is helped and helped me. And I mean, I'm just grateful today to God because my mom was praying. And there was another time I want to tell you because of prayer. I mean, prayer is so important in our lives, like Douglas said, people praying for us. Because I remember before I went to Bible school, I'll go back, but before I went to Bible school, I went to say goodbye to a friend. And I had to drive like an hour or two away. And I remember I was there and I was leaving. And so it was getting dark, so I stopped at a motel there. We didn't have phones. And I called my mom and said, Mom, I'm on my way home. And so then I went through all these vineyards where you could see they're just vineyards all through it. That's it. And then I got to the freeway, and I couldn't tell which way to go on the freeway. And I stopped my car. And that's when somebody walked up to me. I didn't even know they pulled it behind me. And they got out. They were at my door. And they started talking to me and saying, does anybody know you're here? I said, yes. They said, oh, well, I saw you at that motel. And I said, yeah, I called my mom. She knows where I am. They all know where I am. Well, you sure you can't come with me tonight? You can't come home with me? I said, no, I can't. I said, they know where I am. And so I kept talking to them. And I was like, Jesus, help me. And God alerted my mom to start praying right then during that situation. And all of a sudden, he got distracted with the tires on my car, my Jeep. He went over to him and started looking at him. I mean, he had a big knife on the side of his waist. And when he did, then I left. And so I really know how prayer, like Douglas said, how prayer, people pray for us, people are praying. And how that's been a part of our lives at the church we go to now is prayer. I mean, I feel like I was raised on prayer. It's such a part of my life.
Our church was born, we could say, or built on prayer. We prayed all the time. That's what we've been so persecuted over the years, maybe we could say that in a better way, that we've been persecuted because of our prayer. But our prayer is what has helped us and set us free. We've had all kinds of prayer that we've learned about as a church, and we're going to keep on praying because the times that we're living in right now are very serious times. And like Ann, her mother prayed for her all the time. My mother prayed for me all the time. I played in the band and traveled around, and she used to worry about me so much. And finally one night, about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, she was walking the floor. She just said, that's it, I'm not worrying about him anymore. You take care of him, God. I'm going to quit worrying about it. And the next day I quit playing in the band. And I came home. And because somebody prayed, and that was my mother in this case. But how about you out there? There's lots of people praying for you. And don't think and say that, well, I'm too old, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. Listen, you're never too old. There's a story in the Bible about Enoch, who had a son. His name was Methuselah, and he was 65 years old when Methuselah was born. And from that time on, he began to walk with God. He walked with God 300 more years, and then God took him up to heaven. He never died a natural birth, but God took him up to heaven. But the fact of the matter is, he was 65 years old when he began to walk with God. So you're never too young, you're never too old. God's always trying to get to us because we were created with a purpose. I mean, the Bible says that we are all created with a purpose, and you have a purpose, I have a purpose, Ann has a purpose, and God wants us to fulfill that purpose for our lives.
And I'd like to read this scripture because this scripture has been very dear to my heart for a lot of years. And it says, it's about prayer. Because, see, the Spirit of God will help us pray because we don't know how to pray for somebody. Somebody could be in the hospital and we think they need this, this, and this. But the Spirit of God really knows what they need. Because I've heard of people that are in the hospital and they're going to die. And all of a sudden, their lives, their lives are getting right and they start calling. They start feeling that they need to call people to ask for forgiveness in their lives. And they start doing that. And then what happens is the healing comes and they're actually delivered and healed from whatever it was. And so it says in Romans 8:26 and 27, so too the Holy Spirit comes to our aid and bears us up in our weakness. For we do not know what prayer to offer, and we don't, nor how to offer it. How to offer it worthily as we ought. But the Spirit himself goes to meet our supplication and pleads in our behalf. He pleads on our behalf with unspeakable yearnings and groanings too deep for utterance. And sometimes it's just a sound. I like, oh, help me, Jesus. And then sounds start coming out of you. Deep, unspeakable yearnings, how you're pleading. You're going to God on behalf of that person or what you need in your life, your own life, and groanings too deep for utterance. They just start welling up on the inside of you and coming out. And then it says in 27, and he who searches the hearts of men knows what is in the mind of the Holy Spirit, what his intent is, because the Spirit himself intercedes and pleads before God. He pleads before God in behalf of the saints, according to and in harmony with God's will. And we are assured and know that God, being a partner in their labor, in our labor, all things work together and are fitting into a plan for good, a plan for good to and for those who love God and are called according to his design and purpose. And see, that's what we do. We go to God, we pour our heart out. There was a time I went through healing. I had to tell God how things were. He said, tell me how that hurt. I said, I can't. It hurts so bad, I can't. And then I'd start telling him it hurts so bad, and all that healing would start coming to me. And I'd start giving it to him, and he'd start healing me. So there's many prayers, there's many ways, but there's always remember Romans 8:26 and 27, how the Spirit of God pleads on our behalf, what we need in our lives and others.
That's true. It doesn't matter what our situation is. God wants us to pray. And God wants to pray through. We don't have to know how to pray. We don't even have to know what to pray or how to pray for it. The Spirit of God does, and he wants to flow up out of us with those weepings and those groanings and that travail and to bring in, to birth in that freedom and that joy that God has for us to walk in. And so don't forget, everybody, God loves you. And we love you, and we're on every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30. You can find our previous messages on the radio, on our website, on the wordoffaithfellowship.org, and we're just glad to have you to come and listen to us. And we've got many more messages to come. So we love you today. We thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
The music's on us on